We're about 2 weeks away from the college football season starting up again, bro. I cannot wait because once football season starts, we got about 10 straight months of college sports when you factor in basketball and baseball, and then the NFL as well. So, I'm definitely freaking excited for this, man. I cannot wait. It feels like this 2 month wait between college baseball and football has been ridiculously long. It does not feel like 2 months at all. It feels like it's been about four. Um, but yeah, we got the AP poll reaction that released yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever it was, man. I know where LSU's ranked. I didn't really pay attention to anybody else. But yeah, we got Josh Pate here with his reaction. He's got the most overrated and underrated teams. I swear to God, Josh, if you put us on the overrated thing, we're about to have some issues, Josh. Let's go.
The AP poll has dropped. The JP poll has dropped. So naturally, I thought it wise to take some time on the show tonight and look at the fact that every AP voter should be fired. Why? Because I'm not one. I don't think I would take on the role if they offered, but they have not offered. And so until then, this poll is our mortal enemy. We've never really agreed with it all that much.
Here we go. So let's start from the bottom. We got Boise State at 25, Tennessee at 24. That has to be because of Nico. Because if Nico was there, I could see Tennessee being top 15, dude. Like, at least. Yeah, they had to be factoring in Nico being gone. Texas Tech, Iowa State. Ole Miss. Indiana. Okay. A&M. Oklahoma. Kansas State. SMU, Florida, top 15. A lot of people were really high on Lagway. I thought Oklahoma would be a little bit higher, with everybody being very high on Mateer as well. A&M, I think they're kind of right where they should be. Michigan with Bryce Underwood, the freshman, at quarterback. We'll see how that works. South Carolina with Sellers. A lot of teams up here with pretty good quarterbacks when it comes to SEC teams, at least. Illinois, top 12. Arizona State. I love their head coach, bro, Dillingham. I've been seeing some videos of him. He's funny, bro. Got Miami up there with Carson Beck. LSU with Nussmeier. Alabama just named Ty Simpson their starting quarterback. So we'll see how that goes. Oregon with Dante Moore going to be their quarterback. Notre Dame, unproven quarterback. I'm mainly just looking at the quarterbacks right here. Georgia, Gunnar Stockton. A little bit iffy on him still, but we'll see. Clemson got Klubnik. Ohio State got Julian Sand, unproven. Penn State's got Drew Aller. I wouldn't say he's, I don't really see what is impressive about Aller, and that's not me hating. I'm just being honest, bro. Like, it's their running game and their defense that is really good for Penn State. Texas, of course, Arch Manning. Yeah, I mean, what do I see anything wrong with this list? I would say Tennessee should. Nah. I think it's good that Tennessee's ranked. I think they should be ranked for sure. Tennessee is just so up in the air, man. And I'm mainly going to be touching on like SEC teams here because that's what I know more about. My channel is mostly based around the SEC. So I think Tennessee, Aguilar, he's a big question mark. He's a big question mark. I think the defense for Tennessee is going to be pretty good. That's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing some good things from the defense. I don't know, bro. I'm really up in the air on Tennessee. It's hard for me to even do a record prediction for them, bro. I just put them at 9-3, honestly, because it's kind of like in the middle. Ole Miss, I think that's pretty good. Austin Simmons, he's unproven. And a lot of these teams will be as good as their quarterback takes them. Quarterback's the most important position there is on the field. So that's why I'm mainly looking at quarterbacks here. Florida, I think 15's a tad high. I'd maybe put him at like I I don't know. They'd be in the 15 to 20 range, but I don't think I'd put them at 15. Um, yeah, Lagway, Florida, definitely gonna go as far as Lagway can take them. I think they do have a pretty good supporting cast. And I've been hearing good things about their defensive line as well. So, me personally, I'd probably drop Florida like 2 spots maybe. But it's not a big deal. They're fine where they are. Michigan's too high. And I've been hearing that there's going to be the infractions for Michigan coming out pretty soon. South Carolina, I'd say they're all right. Um, Alabama and LSU, that I got no issues with that. Georgia, got no issues there. The only issue I really have is Penn State being this high. That's it. But I mean, they should be top 5. But I don't think they're the second best team in the country, dude. Like, if we're looking at would these teams beat these teams under them, I don't think Penn State would beat Ohio State. I don't think they would beat Georgia. I don't think they beat Bama. Penn State LSU would be a good game. But yeah, I think there's quite a few teams under Penn State that would beat them. So that's what I kind of look like when I look at these rankings. I'm like, okay, so would Illinois beat South Carolina? Would they beat Michigan? Would they beat Florida? That's kind of how I look at it. So yeah, I'm all right with it for the most part though. But yeah, man, let's see what Josh thinks, bro.
If you're listening on podcast, don't
I'm just
worry,
sitting
you're
here
not missing
yapping.
much. The SEC and the Big Ten have 14 of the top 20 teams.
Damn.
So every time someone blames me and calls me a homer, hey, I got nothing to do with this. It's them. It's them. It's not me.
One team, I will say this. One team I think could be a sleeper. This one right here. Texas Tech. I think they could be a sleeper, bro. Not gonna lie to you.
It's them. Shame on them. We just have full trust in Texas. Everybody does. Well, not so fast, because the AP had 6 different teams get first place votes. Now, Texas was number 1, but 6 different teams got first place votes. For the record, Boise is the highest ranked G5 team. They're 25. I don't think it's by accident they're 25. I think they looked around and said, we need a G5 team to be ranked. Who is it? Boise. Put them 25.
Yeah.
This is, of course, wrong.
USC's not ranked.
And let's just compare what the AP thinks about these teams versus the JP poll. Now, these are 2 different things that we're trying to accomplish here. The AP is trying to rank teams. They care about merit. Half of them are probably trying to predict with their rankings. We're not doing that with the JP poll. So, yes, we are trying to accomplish different things. But like, for instance, Clemson. Clemson's ranked 4th to start the season. Well, we had them 8th in the JP poll. Georgia was 5th in the AP. Well, we're higher on them. But I do understand if someone's a little lower than 3rd, like the JP poll is, on Georgia. Oklahoma and Florida, we're going to be higher on them because I truly believe a lot of these pollsters are baking in their predictions, or they're baking in how tough their schedules are. How that affects the quality of team you have, I will never know. If you want to do season predictions, just do season predictions. Why would you do that with your ranking? I digress. Illinois is 12th in the AP poll. We don't have them rated in the top 20 in the JP poll. I'll explain myself in a second. One of the most random accusations ever thrown our way is we hate Illinois.
Why, Josh?
It boggles my mind how I could ever grow to hate Illinois. I know Tom.
Bro, he's hey, Josh, I have that exact same helmet. Josh, you just got some massive points from me, my dude. And you got an SMU helmet back here. You just got some massive points from me, brother.
Cornelli. I've been to the state several times. I have chased tornadoes in Illinois. How much more connected could I be to a state? Texas A&M, AP poll is higher than the JP poll. USC, the AP poll doesn't even have USC ranked. I was very surprised by this because, as far as I know, doesn't the esteemed college football media look for every reason to give benefit of the doubt to USC? Have you people turned on Lincoln Riley this much? 30th? You got 29 teams better than USC. I think not. That's insanity. So let me talk about a couple of teams here. Clemson. Even though the JP poll has Clemson at number 8, I completely understand how you would have them ranked higher, because I'd have them ranked higher. Remember, Jesse, in my post-spring rankings, I think I had Clemson number 1. So
Damn,
I get it, because that's merit, and that's what you expect to happen.
I mean, the higher Clemson is, the better the win is going to be for LSU in week 1. So, it is what it, put them as high as you want. Put them at number 1, bro. We're going in there. We're taking that win, bro.
Roster top the rosters of Penn State or Bama or Ohio State or Georgia? The answer is no from a raw talent perspective. So then the next question is, forget about talent level, because Clemson doesn't lack for talent, even if they're a couple of points off. Are they a better team than those teams? And that may very well be the case. Statement win against LSU week 1,
nope.
Maybe as well?
No.
USC, the close losses, they're being punished for. Meaning that they had the most famous stat of 2025 so far is that USC led 5 Big Ten games that they lost last year in the fourth quarter.
Really? That's crazy.
That's not the system. That's not part of the game plan. Well, the AP voters looked at that and said, we're not giving you benefit of the doubt until you earn it. That's okay. But 30th? USC's way too low. Like, there is no world where there are 29 teams better than USC this year.
Okay, let's look at that schedule real quick. They got Missouri State, Georgia Southern at Purdue, Michigan State. That should be a 4-0 start right there. At Illinois, probably going to be a ranked matchup there. Michigan at Notre Dame, that's a pretty tough 3-game stretch. At Nebraska, not going to be very easy. So that 4-game stretch there between Illinois and Nebraska going to be pretty tough. You got 3 away games. Got Michigan at home. Yeah, I could see you going about 2-2, 1-3 in that stretch right there, honestly. Northwestern Iowa at Oregon, UCLA. Okay, so I could see them being like, Notre Dame is going to be hard to win. Michigan's going to be hard to win. At Illinois, I think you can take that. At Nebraska, I think you could take that. I could see him having, like, at Oregon's going to be very hard. You got some rough road games in there, dude. At Notre Dame, Nebraska, Oregon. Because Nebraska, even if they don't have the best team, they're going to have a pretty good crowd. So, I mean, at Illinois is probably not going to be the easiest either. But yeah, I mean, I could see him losing 3 games, honestly.
I just refuse to believe it. JP Poll's got him 15. I could see him higher than 15. There is some disagreement in the building between myself and the model and certain other citizens attached to our staff, but that's okay. I just think the defense is going to keep scaling up. And I don't think people are appreciating it, because I think the world doesn't even associate defense with Lincoln Riley teams.
Nope. Rightfully so.
And if you're going off history, you're right to do that. We'll get back to the video 1 second.
No, Josh.
Week 5 is God intended. All right, as promised, back to the video. I just think it's a little bit of a new day around Lincoln Riley's program in that sense. At Illinois, week 5 is their game of the year. You will never convince me otherwise. That is the gateway to either great success or crushing failure this year. Speaking of Illinois, now, I'm going to try and be responsible in how I explain this. It will fall on deaf ears. It doesn't matter. Illinois is the classic ranking versus rating team. Because Illinois is ranked 12th. If I had an AP ballot, I'd have them right there in the 10 to 15 range. They deserve it. They finished last year strong. Almost all of that team returns. They're very, very solid. In a power rating based model, there are well over 12 teams that would be favored against Illinois if they played tomorrow. Brett Bielema could walk in this room right now, and he would say, wasn't South Carolina favored against us? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure they were. Didn't we beat them? Yep. What now? I don't know. What point are you trying to make, Brett? Or any Illinois fan that is inevitably going to come at me with this. I think Connolly had him, 19th or 20th? My point is, so we had him 26th. The JP poll has him 26th.
Holy
Meaning it would
smokes.
favor 25 teams against him on a neutral field. You can disagree with that. That's fine. My point
I wouldn't say
is,
it's wrong.
whether you get him 26 or 19, there's like a 2-point difference between 26 and 19 in the model right now. It is not merit-based, and it's not predictive. So that's the difference in power rating Illinois in the 20s versus ranking them in the high teens. If I ranked them, they wouldn't be 26th. They'd be a lot closer to 12th. Or, alternate theory, I hate them. I think we're going to run with theory number 2. I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to run with theory number 2.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I'm at Arizona State every other week, and I've got them lower than the AP as well. Do I hate Kenny Dillingham? How could you hate Kenny Dillingham? How could you hate that
He's
face?
cool as hell, bro.
That is a face. Some people say, oh, you got a face only a mother could love. Kenny Dillingham's got a face that everyone's mother could love, and father and son and daughter. Everyone loves Kenny Dillingham. So why, in the wide world of college football, would I have them lower than the AP? Well, the reason is, again, their roster doesn't measure up talent for talent with some of these higher level teams. But last year it didn't either. And last year it didn't matter because they ended up being a better team. They probably played much higher than the sum of their individual parts was much better than the parts themselves would indicate it should be. Here's what I think the JP poll, the rating system over here is missing, and that is their staff returns totally intact, and that's a really underrated staff. So, I actually disagree with the JP poll. I do think Arizona State should be higher, even from a power rating perspective. Illinois, you could argue semantically 26 versus 21 or 20. I think Arizona State should definitively be higher. The SEC as a whole, the JP poll is going to have a lot of them higher. Is that because the JP poll is in the tank for the SEC? No, it's because it really values talent acquisition, and a lot of the SEC rosters are more loaded with talent than some of the others. High levels of the Big Ten are as well. So,
Josh, you got us outside the top 10 on your JP. You got us outside the top 10. That means that you would think that 11 other teams would be favored to beat us on a neutral field. Who?
you might ask, well, doesn't that overrank them? No, not per se. But also what you have to account for is they do play each other. So, you know, if, let's say, Georgia and Alabama play tomorrow, well, they're both consensus top 10 teams. One of them is going to be 0-1 after that. Does that make them worse than 20 other teams, or does it just mean that's a byproduct of two top 10 teams playing each other? Anyway, my point is there's going to be like Tennessee, Ole Miss, A&M, Oklahoma, Florida. JP polls higher on all of them than the AP is. There are two SEC teams.
Yeah.
The JP poll is lower than the AP on, and that's South Carolina and LSU.
Explain.
And that's fascinating. It's fascinating because I think a lot of people have in their minds with South Carolina, they just missed out on a playoff spot last year. They had two games that really could have gone their way that would have made them like a top 5 seed. That's last year, though. You know, so there's very little carryover to that. And also with LSU, a lot of people have talked themselves into LSU. And it's not that there's a huge gap between the AP poll at 9 and the JP poll at 12.
That's massive.
I just, as I said earlier in the show, I'm questioning how high a level LSU opens at. I got no doubt if they win early games, they're going to be off to the races. They're a prime national championship contender. Can they start fast? Because that LSU schedule is on your screen right now, and I just want to remind you the classic pre-Halloween stat that we keep around here. How many losable games do you play before Halloween? They play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losable games before Halloween. And they got Bama and Oklahoma after Halloween. So you better have your affairs in order.
Arkansas. And you can't sleep in Arkansas, bro. But, I mean, he's not wrong. Clemson, Florida, Ole Miss, Carolina, Vandy. I wouldn't really say Vandy's that losable, honestly. It's the least losable game other than Southeastern Louisiana and Louisiana Tech. A&M, losable. And that's all before Halloween. But, you know, we ain't gonna lose one. We're not gonna lose one, bro. I feel good. I like the intensity around LSU when it comes to preparing for week one against Clemson. I'm feeling really freaking good, man. I'm hearing a lot of good things. You know, it's the off season, so you don't really hear anything but good things most of the time. But it just feels different, bro. It just feels freaking different this time. I think we're gonna be nasty. I think we're gonna be nasty, dude. It's just consistency. It's not so much starting fast for me. It's consistency. Because last year and pretty much every other year we've been fairly inconsistent the entire season. You know, we'll play a really good game one week and then have a pretty bad game the next week. And it just kind of, or we'll have two very good games, three very good games, we have a very bad game. Like, it's been that way ever since Brian Kelly got here. And, you know, I'm not putting it all on him, it's on the players as well. So I think the consistency is the biggest thing for me. Because even if we lose week one, that's going to be a loss to a top five team on the road. That is not going to hurt us that much. But under Brian Kelly at LSU, he has always bounced back from that week one loss and gotten the team better. You know, the team has never really stumbled after that week one loss. So I'm not too. I mean, I hate starting off 0-1. I really want to start off 1-0. That'd be a massive win in week one. But to me, the consistency of the team is what is most important. Because going through this schedule, you got to be consistent. Because if you get through Florida and you're 3-0, Southeastern Louisiana, you're 4-0, you could drop this game at Ole Miss, and you know, you could drop this game here, and that gets you 2 losses in 2 straight weeks, just like that after starting off hot, bro. So it's just a consistency thing for me. But yeah, it's not an easy schedule, dude. It's not an easy schedule at all. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, man. What do you think about the AP poll? And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it. Please drop a like, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch y'all in the next one. We're almost to 1,500 subscribers, man. Let's see if we can get there before the end of the month.